Good afternoon, everyone. The changes we were talking about with the shift in the atmosphere, rain 5 times the average for the month. New York Times article, climate has a role in wildfires. No, wait, yes. Oh, environmental terrorist groups. 30 days out, Arctic, incredibly cold. It's already cold up there. So that 6 to 8 foot ice still up there better hurry up and melt in these next 2 weeks because the end of the melt season is just around the corner. And so is the end of low food prices that you have enjoyed your entire life. From this point forward, at the end of the year, the low grain harvest, our food price is up and up. You're going to have to start supplementing some of your own vegetables at least. TrueLeafMarket.com, heirloom and organic seeds for any grow zone on our planet. The Adapt 2030 link is below in the description box, as well as the links to all of tonight's images and stories. And catch me on the tri-weekly podcast, Mini Ice Age Conversations, where I go more in depth with guests, commentary about the intensification of the grand solar minimum. We're going to start over here in the northeast U.S. 5 times the amount of rain in the past 30 days than the 30-year average. The grand solar minimum intensifies. There's going to be these shifts of weather patterns and jet streams that we're seeing where there's more precipitation in some areas, such as this, white out here, and other areas that you're seeing where there's droughts forming. This is just another example. These areas that are getting wet right now are going to continue to become wetter. Also, when we get into winter, you could expect more snowfall in these same areas. And the media keeps telling you, oh, it's the greatest this, the biggest this, we're causing all this change. Well, even if we go back to 1815, we can find that the windstorms driving rains in some of these instances of hurricanes or nor'easters, with the greatest of all tidal waves and storm surges back in the early 1800s, Dalton minimum. So if the intensity of these storms upticks, well, we're on a 200-year pattern anyway, 400-year with the grand solar minimum, you would expect it. It's not CO2, it's not you, it's our sun repeating a cycle. And also the media narrative is trying to have you believe that all the wildfires are all because of CO2 warming in a warming planet. Well, that's just not the case. Scathing report here. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke just rips California apart for poor forestry management, environmental terrorist groups not allowing people to collect wood, and the amount of debris that should have been cleared out just in general forest management because it created a massive tinderbox. This is highly suggested reading straight out of the New York Times. I'm even shocked that they would print such a thing. But it is just paragraph after paragraph after paragraph laying blame to environmental regulations that aren't working in California and individuals out there with groups that have caused a massive part of these wildfires, especially the timber part and the timber clearing. You really need to wrap your head around that. Interesting read. Let's take a look out to the next month of temperatures. Central Europe, 1 to 2 degrees Celsius above normal. But what they won't put in the media is all this in Africa that is below normal as well. 1 to 2 to possibly 3 degrees below normal in northern Africa. But I really want you to take a look at that far left up at Iceland, Greenland, and then a little bit more over where we see Norway and Sweden, where we get 4, 5, 6 degrees Celsius below normal temperatures. And this is going to be the beginning of the winter. When we take a look at North America and the Arctic Circle up there, Greenland, northern Canada. And what you really can't see on the temperature map here are that gray area where the sea is, the Arctic basin. So let me fill that in with today's temperatures. Look around. Anywhere you see blue is below 0, and this is across the Arctic. I even pinned that one point really far down, almost out of the circle itself. And it's still 0.5 degree Celsius below freezing, which puts it at right around 31 degrees Fahrenheit. And when you look at that green and you realize it's still 6 to 8 feet thick for the sea ice, and that yellow is at least 10 feet thick, and those water temperatures and those air temperatures aren't going anywhere into the melting region, and the end of the melt season is really in just 2 weeks from now. It's usually the first week in September-ish, and it's going to start refreezing. And you can see those temperatures are already below normal, and I really wonder how the media is going to try to explain this, that it'll be like the 7th least amount of ice. I guess the Arctic will get a participation trophy. It'll come in 7th or 8th this year. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. You can check the social links. And remember that Mini Ice Age Conversations podcast, where I talked with Brad Buttrick, inventor of a new type of grow light for indoor vertical farming.